Howdy! Today we'll be going over Makerchips and how to make them in CADit. The Makerchips design was initially created by K2 Kevin, and these designs were actually used as a starting point for CADit, which I'm excited to show you today. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make a Makerchip. Let's open up the Makerchip maker. And here's what you start out with. So you have the chip's radius, the extrusion height, the chip edge rounding, and the center circle radius. The chip radius controls the chip size. So as you can see, that makes that a little bit larger. Let's make this huge. But for this purpose, we're going to keep it at a standard Makerchip size of 20 millimeters. Our extrusion height is 3. However, you can make it taller or thicker. So let's bump this up to 10. And as you can see, that's a pretty thick Makerchip. However, a standard Makerchip is 3 millimeters. And the chip edges, this is a fillet. This controls how round you'd like the edges to be versus 1 or 0 where it's pretty square. For this purpose, we're going to leave this at 1. The center circle radius controls this circle right here. When assembled, you can see that the circle lines up about right here. So we're going to bump this circle up a little bit larger. And for this purpose, we're going to choose a different pattern style. As you can see, there's quite a few. We're going to go with the poker chip. All right, now is how we can add a QR code. So with the QR code, you can add in any website you'd like. We're going to add in Cookiecad for now. Our size is going to be 22. And the extrusion depth is whether it's raised off of the coin or not. So I'm going to leave this at 0.5, but if you were to boost this up, it would raise here. So let's leave this at 0.5. You can choose your dot shape. So you can choose some hearts. You can choose some stars. And then you can pair that up with some more stars and some more hearts on the inner eye shape and the outer eye shape. For this purpose, I'm going to leave it as the default. Now let's add our logo. This is the fun part. So we're going to leave the mode as trace. We're going to hit choose file. And then your Makerchip extrusion height will be dependent on whether you want it to show through both sides or one side. If you'd like it to show only on one side, you can choose 1. If you'd like it to show on both sides, you can choose 3. And as you can see, it'll show through the other side there. Since we have a QR code, we're going to leave this at 1. Our maximum width at 18. And we should be good to go from here. So let's get this bad boy into our slicer. Alrighty, now that we've got our Makerchip into our slicer, I'll show you some ideal settings. So we have the layer height. This should be 0.28. Our first layer height should be 0.2. And then we want to turn on ironing for the topmost surface only. Your ironing pattern should be rectilinear. Next up, we have our strength section. Your wall loops should be 3. Your top shell layers should be 4. Your bottom shell layers should be 3. All of your patterns should be monotonic. I'm setting the infill density to 80%. You can experiment with this. This adjusts the weight of your Makerchip. The infill pattern we'd like to use today is rectilinear. Monotonic for the solid infill pattern. And from there, we should be good to go. We can go ahead and check out our settings real quick and make sure everything looks good. And now we can adjust the colors before we finish slicing this. So I'm going to go over to Objects over on the left here. And I'd like the Makerchip assembly to look like this one on the left as opposed to the right. On the first one, we're going to keep this as blue. What this highlights, let me change this for you, is the outside of the Makerchip. So we've turned that green. And you can check out the difference there. It removes that pattern on the outside of the blue. So we're going to set this back to blue. Our green, this is the background of the Makerchip. This will be white. This portion of the Makerchip is the outside pattern of the Makerchip. We're going to leave this as pink for now. This is your QR code. I definitely recommend setting this to a darker color. And then this bottom one will be our logo. So we're going to leave that as pink and we're going to slice it fully. And this is what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the build plate and I'm going to get these printing. Howdy folks, I just wanted to add in that I will be adding in the profile settings for these Makerchips in the description. Check it out below. Here I'm just setting up the build plate. I'm adding 20 of these onto the plate, so there's 21 total. And I'm going to go ahead and slice these and we'll get printing. And here we have some beautiful Makerchips. Come say hello at 3D Printopia and grab your very own.